My name is David Parker Jr. I'm a Moline resident living in the historic and beautiful Glen Oaks neighborhood. I've had the privilege of representing the residents of the Second Ward in Moline for over 8 years. I was originally appointed by Mayor Welvert, and subsequently the residents of the Second Ward have chosen me as their representative twice. During my time on the City Council, we have seen a tremendous transformation in all areas of Moline. Some have been home runs: the IH Mississippi Valley Credit Union, Overlook Village, and the Axis Hotel. Some have been misses: Sam's Club opening and subsequent closure due to corporate contraction, and some are yet to be determined: high-speed rail service. During the last 4 years, I'm very proud to have played a role in lowering property tax rate each year. Even with a lower tax rate, we have committed to provide our residents with a high level of service without making them break their budget. We have cut the city deficit in half from $52 million to $27 million, and will be further reducing it to $22 million by the end of 2021. We have a balanced budget each year, meaning we are committed to live within our means. I'm proud to have been the leading voice in reducing red, rusty water service to our residents by 90% in the last 8 years. In the very near future, this literal stain will be in our rearview mirror. We were able to survive the pandemic by acting in a proactive manner, making adjustments early on, and as a result, we were able to return some of the money that was initially reallocated back to the parks and the library. Unique to this group, because of the footprint of the Second Ward and my lifelong relationship with the Ontiveros family, I was asked by Mr. Ontiveros to help overcome some of the hurdles the city placed in the way of getting the Mercado on 5th up and running when it was only a vision. I led the charge in closing down 5th Avenue Place weekly and working to make it possible to serve alcohol on site at each event. Although this was fought by staff at City Hall, I forged through this pushback and behind the scenes helped the Mercado on its way to becoming a truly unique and wonderful part of the city's rich cultural tapestry. Due to the pandemic, federal monies became available to the city. We chose to allocate some of these funds to provide laptops and high-speed internet service to vulnerable elderly residents and Head Start children, as well as internet service to students who did not have the needed access to complete remote learning. So far, 65 computers have been passed out and 106 now have internet access, with 85 households awaiting installation. Additionally, some of these funds were allocated to our businesses that were devastated by the pandemic through a variety of grants and loans. Alderman Schoonmaker and I were honored to represent the council on the committee that awarded these funds to our local businesses. Whatever our business partners need, we will be here to help. Currently, I serve on the Moline Main Street Commission, Renew Moline's project management team, of which I'm a past chairman, and I'm currently the chairman of the Moline Housing Authority. Over the past 8 years, we've seen significant changes in the Second Ward. An example of this is when the school board decided to close our neighborhood school, Garfield Elementary. I worked to find a way to repurpose that building, and instead of having a vacant, unattractive nuisance in our neighborhood, we ended up with a much-needed senior housing development that allows our residents to stay in the neighborhood in a comfortable and affordable setting. We will also certainly face challenges in the way the city interacts with the public as the climate continually changes. We need to learn from the past and have the courage to pivot quickly when needed. All these unique challenges will require proven leadership at the City Council level. A recent example of police reform is how we have partnered with the Center for Youth and Family Solutions to truly help those in need before they make life-changing choices. I feel I need to address the perception that we have had a role in influencing staff members to leave the city. They have all left for a variety of reasons. I want to state that no one was laid off or fired. All left on their own. I can say that in virtually all instances, those who chose to leave were replaced by staff members who picked up the ball and elevated the level of service and accountability of the residents of Moline. We chose to transition from in-house legal counsel, outsourcing this service, to a firm that deals exclusively in municipal law. They have dedicated a brilliant attorney who has saved us several $1,000s annually in fees, but more importantly, will potentially save the city millions of dollars that were ignored and left on the table by our previous in-house legal counsel through a variety of unwashed development agreements. The hiring of Ansel Glink as our corporate counsel provides the city with the highest levels of legal service while saving the city nearly $100,000 when compared to our previous in-house model. Although this and other decisions seem polarizing, that is why we are here. Every decision, popular or unpopular, we make holding the residents first. I'm proud of the service I have provided, and I would be honored to once again serve the residents of the Second Ward, making sure all decisions that I make are focused on the residents first. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Alvaro Macias. and I'm here to tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm running for the second ward alderman position for Moline City Council. First, a little bit about myself. I grew up in Moline, but I was actually born in Mexico City. I came here when I was 8 years old. I eventually, after my freshman year, I moved and graduated from United Township High School. But I spent most of my life going to Moline schools up until Moline High School, my freshman year. I ended up going to Blackhawk College in Moline, and then I transferred to St. Ambrose University, where I focused on communications, TV, radio, and I also had a focus in journalism. Now, during my time in college and even in high school, I was always gravitated towards leadership organizations, service organizations. So this is a natural progression for myself. I've always been attracted to organizations that put community first. So the last decade I've been working at a not-for-profit financial institution, a credit union, a cooperative. And I find the business model to be very parallel to a municipality. The experience that I've gotten can really translate to what is needed at the city, especially at this current state. I feel like short-term decisions have been made in the city of Moline that will have a long and lasting effect. And it's not a good culture. And we need to change that. I just don't like the general trend that we're going. And the longer it prevails, the harder it'll be to rein back and get to a position where we can be prosperous. The more I learned of all the things that were going on, the more I saw headlines that basically make Moline tarnish our reputation, and the stories that are right down provocative about the city. It just didn't bode well with me, and I decided, you know what, I can take the skills that I have, my life experience, my professional experience, and put it to good use for the residents, for my neighbors, for people that I know in the community, for the business owners, for those who rely on the city to be there for them. I'm willing to commit to the city. I'm willing to commit to this hard task at hand because, frankly, we've lost a lot of people at the city. We've lost a lot of people with a lot of tribal knowledge that will take years to fix. It's going to be a daunting task. And I don't see any way forward or any change unless we make change. That is why I'm running. My fellow Moliners, I'm here to ask for your support in my quest to be the next alderman for the second ward of Moline.